no idea what I was going to do when I received it. I was like, what am I going to transform these? I just thought maybe I'd do souls running around. Like, I didn't know what I was going to do because it was such a dominant contrast. And the painting was like, well, are you going to hide your real truth? And I said, well, absolutely not. And so when I got it, I started to really channel a lot of what my journey has been, and all of the journeys of those leaders in our community that really step up on stage and share their stories. And as I thought of Mo Mondays, and I said, what is the anchor for Mo Mondays? What is the intention? What is the purpose? Why do I care? How are people really transforming from this? And I realized that every single story and every opportunity we have to express, and as an artist I express this way, but as I started to evolve expressing my voice, all this healing and love started happening for me, but more importantly, it was also happening for you. And as I saw stories transforming lives and people pivoting from suicide and mental illness and just complete empowerment, the end of this, what hit me was how every single person that steps on a stage is a hero. And when you step on a stage and you share your story, your wings are starting to lift, and the support of everyone else is the wind beneath the wings. And the next thing you know, you have reborn angels, let's say, by sharing your story. And so I believe everyone who gets on stage, whether they're a child or anyone who shows courage or shows their vulnerability and shows their truth, is saving a life. And that's the power of storytelling. But this is what this painting allows me to talk about, is the power of the real transformation that happens with each person. Because if none of us spoke English, and we all spoke a different language and we had no common grounds in actual communication, I have the power to return to the original language, which is the language of art. Because it penetrates each person's subconscious mind, let's say, and it goes right to the soul. And it's a direct communication. And so he was receiving all the sadness because it was a direct, we're sad. And I remember one thing that was really important that he told me, which is during your suicide moment of vulnerability, was the thing that took him out of the near death was his mind had created an image on the wall that pulled him out of the state because it was an image of his child, but the image didn't actually exist. His mind created an image that anchored him to his heart and pulled him out of the state and brought him right back to who he was and who he needed to be. Because he's also a hero. And so he came out of that with a sheer image. And that's when I realized I have the power to do that with art.
Yes.
I have the power to stand in front of people and pull you out of a state, out of the box, and I may not tell you how to be happy, but I can show you how to be free. And I can show you how to unlock the part of your brain that is responsible for all your genius and powerful and creative ideas. The ideas that make you think of how you're gonna, court that woman, how you're gonna help your child. Every time, how are you gonna cook? What is the meal gonna be? One side of the brain says, we are hungry, the problem. And the other side of the brain says, I know what to do.
That's right.
That's the creative brain. So I cater to the side of the brain for everyone to say, let's just play in your creative mind and you will find the answer. Because it's 1, 2, 3, or 4, there's multiple options. And nobody can tell you what one of those options are. It's your imagination putting the image in front of you to develop a vision that you will go for. Or will at least pull you into a state of real conscious awakening where you're just like, I see the truth. And so I love that I get to just speak about the painting because it's brought up one of the most clear conversations I've ever had. Because I'm not trying to think of what to say. I look and I say what is and what it was. And so in the retrospect of what I do and how everyone's really able to, how can you be inspired by my story despite the difficulties of being a single mother with twins on her own, being illegally chased by the ex, legal aid, I mean, you name it. I had every obstacle come my way. My parents used to cry because they were overseas at the thought. Their imaginations went uncontrolled, wild. negative, and they can only imagine me suffering. Meanwhile, in my mind, I could see these twin little boys holding hands, playing, and just loving, and I saw a different reality, and I went for it. And every time an obstacle came in my way, my brain just went ADHD creative and said, you have 5 ways out of this. All of them are good. One of them is connected to your heart. The other ones are connected to your uncontrolled imagination, and I could tell you about that another time. Uncontrolled imagination is a criminal mind. We all have it. So the controlled imagination is the creative imagination, which connects your soul, its purpose, to the brain, and it comes up with ideas that revolutionize the world. When you have multiple brains come together at that level, you have high-level masterminds. And that's when you channel the idea that you probably could never have within your own mental conversation. It only comes up bouncing off of someone else. So what I do is, yes, I'm an artist. My goal is to be the most influential artist of the digital era. This is actually a collection of a series of art that is appearing in a calendar that I've created to anchor people's hearts to a real mission, a hero, a leader, a mic, and to really give you a sense of visual stimulation that tells you stories. Because there's one thing that I've learned as an artist, is all the universal messages and the secrets are hidden in the arts. Our language receives very powerful knowledge and wisdom from the arts. If I died, somebody would decipher this and find a lot of wisdom in there. I don't know what they would find, more than what I could even describe. Because my soul is imprinting lifetimes of things that it's seen into this reality. So we can connect here in the future and in our past. So art is a very powerful tool to unlock the creative imagination. What I teach is the ability to get there. When you eliminate the idea of needing to be good because of skill, which somebody told you at 12 years old that that's not good and that's not good enough, and what is that? Even if they questioned what it was, your insecurity kicked in and your ego said, uh-oh, we're not good. Okay, don't do that again. You're gonna get embarrassed. So what does it do? It stops drawing. It says, no, I can't. I'm not comfortable. I'm not good. Children ask their parents, Mommy, draw this for me. They say, no, I can't. No, I don't want to. Well, why not? I can't draw. So they're teaching their child that they have to be good in order to do it. Why don't just do it? They learn from seeing. My kids don't draw when I tell them to draw. They draw when they see me doodling all over the walls. And they doodle. And they're very creative. Wild, uncontrolled, but you gotta get them in the line with their heart. So I'm pretty sure I'm running out of time. But ultimately what I'm here to do is say thank you, momondays, for allowing me to share a full circle experience journey of heroes unfolding. In the past year, Leah, Dawn, Donna, Gord, everyone who has been on my journey has opened their wings as a community together to continue to move forward as heroes, just in telling our stories. What I do is grab it, paint it up, and show it because I'm making my own history book. When the world wants to know what it looked like when the consciousness woke up, when people snapped out of it, that's what I'm documenting every day of my life. I've created a calendar that's 12 months of different paintings, and I'm throwing it on a digital screen to animate it to become influential in both digital and traditional worlds. You name it, my creative mind has thought about it. I just don't think I can execute all my ideas in this lifetime. So I want to say thank you once again. For anyone who thinks that art has anything to do with skill, then you've been conditioned to think like every other limiting belief that's out there. Because it has nothing to do with skill. The soul's desire to communicate is through the arts. Before language existed. In fact, language is a combination of symbols that is derived from art. Symbols that create sound. Our doodles. Without vision, we don't have understanding to the depth that we have today, and to the evolution that we've had today. So thank you. I look forward to connecting with you guys after. Sorry I did come in a little bit late, so I will stick around a little bit later so we can continue to connect. Thank you so far for the speakers who have gone on. You're brave, you're one of these heroes, and in a year from now, your wings are going to be soaring. So thank you so much.